again, everyone, and welcome to War Memorial Stadium on the campus of Washington Lee High School. It's a county matchup featuring the Washington Lee Generals and the Wakefield Warriors. And Kevin Jackson is here with me. He's a good friend of mine. Full disclosure, by the way, Kevin Jackson is not only a colleague of mine at Lafayette Elementary School in the nation's capital, but he's also the defensive backfield coach of the DeMatha Stags. So we all know about the DeMatha Stags. You O'Connell viewers, you guys here in Arlington County who are from O'Connell, you know exactly about DeMatha. You guys have a big matchup coming up. But welcome to Arlington Independent Media, Kevin.
Thank you, Afshane. It's great to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I think the atmosphere here at Washington Lee High School is great.
Yeah, it is, and every time we have a county matchup, anything goes. Wakefield is 0-4 right now. Washington Lee is 2-2. So here we go. Washington Lee won the toss, and they are going to receive the kick. Wakefield giving up an average of 58 points a game this season through 4 games. They've only scored a total of 18. So this would be they could play big spoiler here.
They kicked the squib kick to start the game off,
and
it looks like it's returned to about the 45-yard line.
Good return. Washington Lee in great field position already to start the game off.
Let's see if the Wakefield defense can hold them here. Like Afshane said, they have not been doing a great job of holding teams down this year. I believe in their first game they gave up 73 points this year.
They lost to T.C. Williams 73-0. That was an old Chicago Bear Washington Redskins score, Kevin, from way back when. But it was 73 points they gave up. So here we go. Sam Appel, the quarterback, the junior quarterback. I met him a couple of times during basketball season. A delightful young man to talk to. He is your starting quarterback for Washington Lee. He's out of the gun right now. And there is the gift to Fred Williams. Williams up across midfield, still on his feet, to the Wakefield 45-yard line.
Well, actually, that was a great run. Wakefield, they were in a 4-4 look, a cover 3 look, and they should have had the advantage with 8 people in the box, but they were still able to. Washington Lee was still able to gain 9 yards.
All right, Kevin, here comes the replay on that one. As you see, Williams, he carried a couple players.
That was a nice, tough run. Williams looked strong early on his first carry.
Second down, short 1 to go. Again, Appel out of the gun. Williams, a lone setback with him. Appel to the left side. This one is complete to Harrington. Harrington crosses the 41st down and a whole lot more to the Wakefield 30, inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Nice turn after that catch.
Well, Afshane, that was just pitch and catch right there. The slot receiver on the far side of the field ran a nice curl route. The quarterback found him wide open, and he was able to pick up a lot of yak after his catch.
That's right, yak. Yards after the catch. Looks like they marked the ball right at the Wakefield 29-yard line. So,
and Wakefield is staying in this cover 3 shell. It looks like they have a 44 look, but they have a outside linebacker outside the box.
Appel out of the gun again. He finds Seth Whitmore just a bit overthrown.
Seth Whitmore was sitting alone in the flats, ladies and gentlemen. The outside linebacker, number 17, was on coverage.
Yes, William Conley for Wakefield. Interestingly enough, Josh Shapiro, in his 6th year as head coach, loves the spread offense. Last game when they beat Mount Vernon, they beat him by, I think, 2 or 3 touchdowns. Took his time, went to a more of a huddle-type offense, and they slowed the game down. But here they are out of the gun again. Fred Williams up the middle. A host of Wakefield tacklers got him.
Huddling up, especially, seems to be paying dividends. This drive, they're looking outstanding. I believe they've gained 2 first downs on this drive.
That's right. There it is, Kevin.
All right, just a inside zone play, it looks like, with the running back following his guard right through the hole, through the A-gap. It was a great run.
This will be now 3rd and 6, ball on the 25-yard line.
Wakefield staying 3 deep.
Williams now to the left side, short of the first down. He gets a couple more, though.
I like this running back, Frank Williams.
Fred Williams, yes. Fred Williams,
he
big
outstanding.
fella.
So that was like a power play to the left, right behind the tackle on the left-hand side. It looked like they had the backside guard pulling. The guards on the right side pulling to lead the way for Mr. Williams.
Fred Williams, the 6 foot, 200-pound senior.
All right, now we have a power formation.
Again, it looks like it's Williams up front. Bounces off to the outside. He's got a lot of running room. He's going to score. Touchdown, Washington Lee.
And that drive with a lot of Fred Williams. A lot of Fred Williams to the left, a lot of Fred Williams to the right, and a lot of Fred Williams up the middle. For that touchdown, he bounced it outside to the right and picked up a touchdown for Washington Lee. Here's the replay. Oh, the good block by the fullbacks, and then he just outruns everyone to the pylon. Outstanding run.
So, with 9:30 to go, Washington Lee on top already, 6-0. Pending this extra point, obviously. Whitmore, the holder. And they drew Wakefield offside, so Coach Shapiro will get to move that one if they call it an offside. Let's see what they call it if they call it a draw on the defense on this one. Yep.
That looked like a lot of frustration
Yep.
from the Wakefield team. They may feel like the water's starting to run on their defense early.
All right, Akiki now will try the extra point. Josh Shapiro is interesting. Sometimes he'll go for a 2 after that, but not this early on.
Here they are lined up again. Their second attempt at the play.
Again, Wakefield moving on that line.
In these situations, I just don't understand that, Afshin. You're looking at the ball's right there in front of you. You've been coached since Pop Warner not to move until the ball moves.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody's got good cadence called down there, right? Now, I don't know if you noticed thus far, Kevin, if you look at the Washington Lee uniforms, when Coach Shapiro is at home, this is his 6th year here, he's an innovative, passionate man as a coach. He loves to get his team going. But do you notice the names on the back of the jerseys? I'm not sure. Do they have that at DeMatha?
No, sir, we do not.
No, they do not. Yes. That kick is long enough, and it is good. Sometimes I'm on the fence about that. I'm like, you're supposed to be a team, but I know that Coach Shapiro emphasizes with everybody that way into one system. You can accomplish your goals.
And I find that the fellow coach, any way that you can get the kids motivated is a plus. So if they have the names on the back of the jerseys and that motivates them, then that's excellent. That's a great move by Coach Shapiro.
This is the one thing I don't like about Washington Lee is that they play the Notre Dame fight song whenever they score.
What's wrong with the Fighting Irish? The Fighting Irish are back.
Come on, Kevin. You know I'm a Michigan man. Chuck in the truck. You know what I'm talking about.
Fighting Irish are back.
Yeah, they are back. They're back and better than ever. 9:30 to go here. Now we'll see if Wakefield can answer Washington Lee's quick. Was that a 6-play possession, I think, where they got that touchdown. Big Fred Williams, I think it was a 22-yard run down the right side.
Well, when you have a short field, it's always tough on the defense. It's always tough on the defense when they have to defend a short field.
And returning for Wakefield, number 1, Corey Moore.
Corey Moore is their big guy, Kevin. He is number 1 for them. He will return it. He is their all everything. Corey Moore.
Especially, Moore has 11 receptions for 138 yards this season, and he also has 2 touchdowns on the season. That's a great start to this season.
It's a great start. They've got to use him. Now, Zane Kokar is their quarterback, but he's missed the first 1 or 2 games because he was in Afghanistan. He couldn't get his visa to come back. Wow. Now he's back at quarterback. Corey Moore can play his position at wide receiver. And by the way, Dominique Gardner, their starting running back, is out for the season due to an injury last week.
Oh, wow.
So now he is out.
I hope that with the addition of their quarterback coming back from Afghanistan, that their offense has a spark tonight.
We'll see. They definitely don't want Corey Moore to get it, and I don't think he did. It's to the far side. I don't think that was Corey Moore.
Yeah, that was not Joey Moore. He's a senior wide receiver.
Okay.
Number 12.
Good eye, Kev. Good eye.
All right, Wakefield, they're huddling up and getting ready for their first play of tonight's game.
There he is. He crosses the 20.
Yeah, Washington Lee didn't give him a chance to get behind his blockers. They pinned him in the corner where all he could do is just basically run out of bounds after getting as many yards as he could.
1st and 10 now, ball on the 26-yard line. Zane Kokar, the quarterback for Wakefield.
Washington Lee looks to be playing a cover 2 defense with 2 deep safeties. Wakefield has a 3-receiver set with 1 coming to motion. It's a dive play up the middle. Looked like the dive picked up about 2 to 3 yards, 2 to 3 yards.
That was, I think, Brandon Jacobs. And he will fill in now for Dominique Gardner. He will be the starting running back.
I like his explosion through the hole.
Go ahead, talk about it. Here
We'll take a look at it on the replay now. Good motion, Dive play is a big hole. He exploded through it, but it looks like the outside linebacker was able to read the play and make the play for a 2-yard gain.
All right, Kokar, nothing doing on that play.
Big sack by number 51, the middle linebacker.
For a loss, Washington lead number 51, Sean Matthews.
Sean Matthews. Yeah. Sean Matthews, the big fella, the junior, the 5'11", 175-pounder. So now this will bring up a big 3rd and 15. Kevin, ball on their own 21-yard line, the Wakefield Warriors. Tonight can be a different night against their county rivals. You hope that they play well. I know Keith Powell does, and it's been a bad start to the season. Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you, Afshin. They look like they have Corey Moore, number 1. They're all everything. Split out to the one receiver side. Oh no, it's a snap over the quarterback's head.
Kokar has to fall on it, and this will bring up 4th and long, and they'll punt. 4th and forever, huh?
I think with that last formation, Wakefield was trying to isolate their best player on one-on-one with one of Washington Lee's corner. Here we are. You see the formation. Corey Moore takes off on the post, but the ball is snapped over the quarterback's head.
So now that makes Wakefield. Now they'll have to punt with 7:35 to go here in the first quarter, and they're going to punt out of their own end zone. Go ahead.
That last formation, we saw the very interesting formation with 3 receivers to one side and then your star on the back side. That's a very tough formation to cover as a defensive back coach.
Whitmore takes it at his own 42-yard line.
And he is hit hard on by Wakefield's punt team. Great punt coverage, guys. Great punt coverage.
All right, Appel now, the junior quarterback, will come in, number 15.
First down, Washington lead from the 39-yard line.
They'll mark it exactly at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for Washington Lee.
Another short field for the Wakefield defense.
Well, they obviously couldn't stop it in their first possession. You just keep pounding Fred Williams then?
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I would do. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. I would keep going to Fred Williams until Wakefield puts 8 in the box.
There he is again to the outside once again. Williams makes the tackle. Here he goes.
Incredible stiff arm. 2 incredible stiff arms. Up right-hand sideline. He cuts back inside.
He's going to
go again.
Touchdown, Washington Lee. One play. Fred Williams, 39-yard jump.
And that was mostly Fred Williams on that run. 2 stiff arms at the point of attack, and he was off to the races. Here we go. We have the backside guard pulling. Great seal. Made an alley for Williams to get through. 2 stiff arms up the sideline, and now it's just a foot race. And I don't think anyone's catching Mr. Williams tonight.
Not in that replay, right? Nope. So with 7:04 to go, Washington Lee once again scores. Akeke now with the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick long enough, and it is good. So that makes it 14-0 with 7:04 to go.
I've seen the Wakefield defense. They had one of their outside linebackers covering the slot receiver of Washington Lee. I would really want to see 8 people in the box to stop this running attack and make Washington Lee beat us through the air right now. You're giving up 14 points on the ground. Something has to change. 14 points in the first quarter is way too much.
So you want to get 8 up in the box.
Yes.
8 in the box. Now, Appel can be dangerous out of the gun if you put 8 in the box, because he's got arguably two of the best combination wide receivers in Whitmore and Harrington, at least in Northern Virginia. But we'll see. We'll see. They got to stop Fred Williams. If they don't stop Fred Williams, they got to stop the receivers. If they don't stop the receivers, they got to stop Fred Williams. So they got to do something. So Coach Powell has to do something here. By the way, the officials, I didn't get a chance to read them. The referee, Blaine Jackson. The umpire, Larry Harris. The linesman, Harold Drake. The line judge, Gavin Latney. The back judge, Zachariah Bleckman. And the ECO up here, Mike Licalzi. And interestingly enough, about our electric clock operator up here, Kevin, for 25 years, he was the Arlington traffic light computer technology specialist. He controlled all the traffic lights in Arlington County, and he is now retiring. This is last week, but he'll still be officiating.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, happy retirement.
Yep.
I hope you enjoy the days after work.
Yeah, and he's got football, man. You can't go wrong when you go to high school football. The rivalries that high school football brings.
It doesn't get better than this. Friday night lights, high school football. I can't imagine doing anything else, actually.
That's right. Under the Friday night lights at War Memorial Stadium. Here we go. WNL. up 14-0 early in the first quarter.
Again, they stay away from number 1, Corey Miller.
They have to. That looked like it was number 17. I think that was Salar Raufi.
And he was hit hard by a gang of Washington Lee tacklers. As a coach, that's what you want to see. 8, 9, 10 kids to the ball to make a tackle. That was great team effort. Here's the replay. Everybody stays in their lane to the ball carrier catches the ball. Now they start to squeeze.
Next.
And two tacklers make the play.
I want to have to ask you to explain something in a minute right after this play, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
All right, 1st and 10.
All right, Wakefield comes out in the spread receiver set with two.
Kokar now with the pitch back. Nothing doing there. Another host of tacklers for Washington Lee.
The defense is really flying around. That last formation was a 2-by-2 receiver set with the running back in a pistol formation. Some of our fans may be familiar with this formation from the Washington Redskins game this past weekend. RG3 was running a play very similar to that option that we just saw.
And the Redskins play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. I want to get your opinion of that game. All right, so there's a 2-yard loss there, so it's 2nd and 12, ball on their own 21, the Wakefield Warriors. 2 receivers to the right.
Two to the left on the far side, and now the running back is right beside the quarterback.
All right, Kokar now looking across the middle, fires it. This one is complete, but not much in the way of yardage.
Yeah,
it is complete nonetheless.
The free safety, Noah Harrington came up and delivered a vicious blow.
Now, a couple plays ago, you mentioned on that kickoff how we had the replay here, but we'll let the fans see the replay while you explain this. You said that the players you liked how Washington Lee stayed in their lanes. Explain what that means.
Well, on the field, all 11 players are assigned a lane. Usually the kicker would be the safety. He stays back to prevent a long run, and everyone else divides the field into 11 parts. And you stay in your fraction, your lane or your fraction until you get to the ball carrier catches the ball. Then you start to squeeze at angles.
Perfect. This one is incomplete. That's what I love about you, Kevin. You can explain it and break it down and make it sound easy. I like that. This will bring up now 4th down and 5, and Wakefield will have to punt.
That last play was a swing pass to it looked like the fullback. I actually like that play. If that was an on-target pass, he had a lot of room to run, and he probably could have picked up the first down.
Yeah, he could have.
I like that play call from the Wakefield coaching staff.
All right, Whitmore now, the single safety standing at his own 44-yard line. Moves up another yard or 2.
It looks like Washington Lee is coming after this punt.
They are. Here comes a whole bunch of players.
They almost got it.
Whitmore's going to let this one bounce away. And again, for the 2nd time now in 3 possessions, Washington Lee will start, I believe they'll start in Wakefield territory. See where they mark it. I think it's going to be right at the Wakefield 49-yard line.
All right, let's see if Wakefield has changed anything on defense as we come out with a new formation to slow down Mr. Williams and his rushing attack.
All right, Sam Appel now back in at quarterback. 3rd possession now for Washington Lee.
Washington Lee still with 1 high safety. That's telling me that they're in a cover 3 look.
Whitmore, the receiver to the near side, 2 in the slot. Looks like there's a timeout, Wakefield. Washington Lee, by the way, leads the series, the all-time series, 31-24-1. But the Generals have dominated over the last 10. They've won 9 of the last 10, and they've won 5 in a row. Last year we covered the game at Wakefield where they dominated that game as well. Kevin, they won 43-29 last year. But they have pretty much dominated the series over the last 10, 12 years.
Well, I'm cheering for Wakefield tonight to pull up the upset. I always cheer for the underdog.
Hey, you got to root for the underdog, right? Talk about your DeMatha Stags, though. You guys have a big game with O'Connell and the Knights, the undefeated O'Connell Knights. We have a lot of viewers who go to O'Connell.
Yes, sir. I believe that this is the first time O'Connell has been undefeated 4 games in the season since the early 90s. I'm not sure the exact year. We're looking forward to a great matchup with O'Connell tomorrow at 2 p.m.
And that is at O'Connell.
Yes, sir.
That should be a great game. The big game I'm looking for is DeMatha and Good Counsel.
That is next Friday night at Good Counsel in Olney, Maryland.
That's right.
3-by-1 receiver. Look, there's nobody covering number
Whitmore
33.
By himself. You said nobody was covered, and you're right. Touchdown, Washington Lee, 49 yards. Count it, check it, 48 yards.
Absolutely, I can't wait to see that replay and explain what happened. As a defensive back coach, I'm a little angered right now.
Right.
That there was a totally busted coverage. All right, during the 3-by-1 receiver set, the corner plays the flat, but he does not run with the widest receiver on the field. Nobody even looked at the widest receiver on the field, and he has an easy touchdown. They don't get much easier than that. Please put that on your highlight tape, son.
He's the widest receiver, the most open receiver. That's Seth Whitmore, a 48-yard catch.
And I would think that would be a cornerback's first rule. Always cover the widest man, because you are the widest man on the defense.
Right, and he was out near the sideline. But there you have it again. Like I said, arguably the best duo combination, the best duo of receivers in Northern Virginia, in Whitmore and Harrington.
They definitely look like it on that play.
Yeah, you got to double cover one. You can't double cover both.
I think the corner thought it was a different coverage. He was the flat player on that, because he tried to get a jam on the widest receiver, and then absolutely just focused on the second receiver coming into his zone.
All right, here is the extra point. This certainly doesn't get any easier for Wakefield after this game, but with 5:09 to go here in the first quarter, it is 20-0 already, pending this extra point. And Kevin, I'm not sure how it is up in the WCAC, but actually in the whole state of Virginia, maybe you get a 35-point lead. Not that we're there yet. I don't want to say we're there yet, but it is 21-0 with 5 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the first.
We have the same rule in the WCAC. If you're up by 35 points, then the clock continues to run.
All right, 21-0. Washington lead, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. Shapiro giving some last-minute advice to his troops before they head on out there. Now you talk about Fred Williams being a good running back. We have one here at Yorktown. He's one of the best in the area, and M.J. Stewart. Maryland's looking at him. Virginia's looking. He's only a junior. He had 1,500 yards last year, and he's a junior this year, and he's tearing it up.
I've definitely noticed that Yorktown is having a great season this year. This week they cracked the Washington Post top 20 as number 20 in the Washington Post. So a big shout out to the Yorktown
Patriots,
High School,
right.
Yorktown Patriots. Congratulations, guys.
Right. The Yorktown Patriots from Greenbrier Stadium. They've got a game with the Stewart Raiders tonight, and that one they should be able to handle, and that should give them their 15th, I think, consecutive National District win. They made it to the regional finals last year. They lost to South County in the Northern Region Finals of the playoffs.
I'm curious. This question came up today at practice. How is the Virginia playoff system determined? Is it by points? Is every school in the state involved? So private schools, are they involved?
Right. They're all involved. Actually, it is so complicated right now. They're even changing that system again next year, but it is based on points. And you see not much happening there. For instance, let's convert it and say it's in Maryland. Let's say DeMatha plays St. John's, okay? And they will play them. And DeMatha wins. And St. John's goes on and beats a certain team within Maryland in your same classification as DeMatha and St. John. You will get certain points because St. John's beat somebody that even though you beat St. John's.
Okay.
It depends on, but that's going to change anyway. They're going to revamp the whole system here in Virginia next year anyway, where Yorktown and Washington Lee are going to be in a totally different classification than Wakefield. So we're going to have to see what happens, but it's a bit confusing right now.
That sounds very similar to the Maryland playoff system, actually. I'm a graduate of the Prince George's County of high school football, and that sounds very similar to our playoff system, to how we get our points and determine our ranking.
Kokar with an incomplete pass. Yeah, it is similar. So you'll get points. Let's say you get, I can't remember the exact numbers. I have to do the research again. But let's say you get, DeMatha will get 5 points for beating St. John's. And then St. John goes on and plays good counsel. They beat good counsel.
And do points vary by classification,
right.
saying 4A, 3A,
right.
or is it?
Exactly.
How is it broken down in Virginia?
It's in Virginia, it's 5A, 4A, 3A, and 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A. So you want to play teams in your own classification, too. That'll give you more points. If, for instance, Yorktown goes and plays, as you see this handoff, not much doing there.
That looked like an inside power play that the running back bounced to the outside. I would like to see the young man follow his blocking and stick that in the A or B gap, which are the A gap is the gap to the right and to the left of the center, and the B gaps are the gaps to the right of the guard. So here you go. You see the dive. It looks like it's designed to go into the A gap. He bounces out all the way to the C gap.
Alceni Diawara on the carry there. 4:49 to go. 21-0 Yorktown. 21-0 Washington Lee on top. I'm sure Coach Bruce Hanson of Yorktown would like to be on top 21-0 as well right now.
It's a great atmosphere as we take a look at the crowd today. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
A good showing. I'm surprised not a good showing. Well, I don't know if I should say I'm surprised, but Wakefield side not over there.
But there are a few diehards, and I'm sure the
There are.
Wakefield team appreciates them.
Now the game to come to, Kevin, hopefully you're free, is November 2nd when Yorktown and W&L play. They'll play right here. This side and that side will be filled up about equally.
If we don't have a game, I would love to come and feel this atmosphere again.
That's the biggest county rival game, and Yorktown has won, I think, the last 22 years they've won the county matchups. There's a flag on the play. Kokar going deep. This went to Corey Moore, and he's caught it, but let's see what the flag is first.
It's throwing in the area of a holding usually, so this one may be coming back.
And that's a shame. Corey Moore made a nice little catch there.
That was a good pitch and catch.
Yeah, and Wakefield heads down. They're walking back.
Corey Miller was able to find a hole in the zone, the defensive zone, and sit down and make a great play.
Repeat third down now.
And holding penalties, they're what I like to call drive killers.
They're
10-yard penalties,
Yes.
and they just totally stop the whole momentum of your offense and put you in bad situations.
That's a good point, because they can really stop a drive, and especially if you're behind and you think you have something going, that can just deflate you emotionally. So 4:20 and counting.
So here we go, 3rd and long. Expect some type of pass or maybe a draw. Wakefield hasn't used any screens this game, so this may be a good time to throw a middle screen.
All right, Kokar now has 4 receivers, 2 on each side of him. This one is snapped over his head and into the end zone.
And I believe that would be a safety. Oh,
there's a flag. I think there could have been.
Probably a legal procedure.
Yeah.
A wide receiver lining up wrong, then check in with the field judge.
And that might have been a blessing in disguise. Yep. That was a blessing in disguise. They'll get that one over.
When the wide receiver jumps off sides, I'm not quite as mad because they're farther away from the ball.
They
but
are.
I wish they would remember the snap count or
look at the ball.
Look at the ball. Yes,
Right.
definitely. Look at the ball.
They try to time it. 3rd and 16, ball on the 11-yard line.
Yeah, those wide receivers are always trying to get an advantage.
Against your DBs, right?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Here we go
All
for
right.
the shotgun.
Kokar.
Another penalty.
Yep. Wakefield with a whole lot of penalties already. Wakefield in the last game, they were hurt by 5 turnovers and 85 yards worth of penalties, and they seem to be picking up where they left off.
And these are self-inflicted mistakes. I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but I would bet they have more penalty yards than actual total offense yards.
I would agree with you, my friend. All right, so this will be 3rd and 21. And they're moving the wrong way, Kevin.
They're inside their own 10-yard line to start this play, and they have to go all the way to the 29-yard line.
Kokar now across the middle. This one is complete, but they're not going to get much out of it, and they're going to have to punt the ball away with 3:25 now to go.
I don't understand why you throw a 7-yard route on 3rd and 29.
3rd and 29, right. 3rd and 20-something, but...
And if you are throwing a short route, it should be a screen where you have some big offensive lineman in front of your playmaker, your skill guy, and let him go to work with blocking. But just putting the wide receiver in the middle field by himself,
there you go.
No chance for a first down, no chance.
Whitmore, check this out now. Whitmore standing at the Wakefield 36-37-yard line.
Actually, I think they're going to come after this one again.
Yeah, you see there's a call. The punter moved up and said something. They had to snap, count, blocked. This one is caught by Washington Lee in the end zone. Touchdown, Generals.
And I believe that young man's going to get credit for a punt return.
Yep, a punt return is what he'll get. And who is it? None other than the wide receiver, Noah Harrington. I'm not sure if he got the block too, Kevin. He definitely caught the ball.
I don't think it was blocked. I think the punter just whiffed.
He whiffed it?
He whiffed it.
Charles, David, can we see that again? Let's get that real slow. Did he whiff it?
I think he whiffed it.
I think you're right. He did. He did.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, that's a shame.
Actually, do you know if he's only the punter or does he play another position on the field?
Who was I think it was 2 positions.
No, he's the
It
kicker
wasn't
and the punter,
yeah.
David
I
Reyes.
think it was David Reyes. It could have been Ryan Alton. I didn't get quite to see who kicked that one. But they play usually, you know it. High school players, they play more than one position, right?
Right.
He's Kevin Jackson. I'm Afshin Banab. This is Arlington Independent Media, Comcast 69, Verizon Fios 38 from War Memorial Stadium. 28-0 in case you're just joining us with 2:45 to go. No, not in the game, but in the first quarter. Washington Lee on top. Their first 3 offensive possessions, they scored touchdowns. Then they held Wakefield deep in their own territory, and they just returned a muffed punt, Noah Harrington did, for a touchdown.
Actually, I'm not sure if Wakefield has crossed their own 25-yard line this game.
No.
That's outstanding defense by the Washington Lee squad. I bet you their defensive coordinator is grinning ear to ear right now.
Ron Files and Adam Moore and Matt Gunther, some good assistants that Josh Shapiro has.
All right, Corey Miller back to receive this kick. Washington Lee has been playing very smart and kicking it away from him, not giving him an opportunity to get the ball in his hands.
Okeke now to kick. Chukwudi Okeke, 5'10", 155-pound junior. Oh, and he muffed that kick, and it goes out of bounds, and this will be the best field position that the Wakefield Warriors have.
Actually, they finally crossed the 25-yard line.
They did. They got a little help from their friends on the other side of the ball.
I'm not sure if that wasn't a designed onside kick.
It may have been. It's possible, the way he jumped up off that kick.
It looked like he kicked it with his opposite, with his right leg instead of his left leg.
Yeah, the elevation, too.
Wow, that's a big call by the Washington Lee coaching staff.
It is, but you know, their defense has held Wakefield each and every time, and I think they believe that they can still do that once again, though this is good field position at the 43-yard line.
That call makes me think that their coaching staff wants to get the running clock.
One more touchdown.
All right, Washington Lee. It looks like they're in a cover 2 look, but it may be man-to-man.
All right, Kokar now.
They're in a 3-down lineman.
Kokar looking. There's a pass to the flat. No, a screen, right. It was incomplete. Overthrown. Intended for Alseni Diawara. Running back, offensive or outside linebacker. He is a senior on this team.
In the WCAC, a lot of teams like to use screens as additions to the running games or in replace of the running game. I think screens are a great offensive tool, but they must be executed.
Time now for Wakefield to try to execute something here with 2:37 to go here in the first.
2 backs in the backfield, the quarterback. Now 1 goes to the line. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side.
More in motion. Jacobs on the far side. Here we go.
Another
again.
high snap.
Kokar now rolling. He's got to get rid of it.
Almost intercepted.
Yep.
Was it intercepted?
Let's see. It looks like it was. There's no whistle on the play. It was intercepted.
Now, it looks like Washington takes over on the
35 or so.
35, 36-yard line. On their own 35 or 36-yard line. What a play. We have to watch the replay, see what happened. Moore goes in motion. Ball is tipped.
Gerald Plight was on the chase there, by the way.
I don't know how they called that a catch on the fumble. That totally looked incomplete to me.
Trevor McManus recovered it. I don't know either. And those are not the replacement officials.
I don't want to say anything about referees. Referees are great people.
They are.
Especially the Arlington County referees.
Show some love to Ed Hockley. All right, WNL now. Let's see if
and another power formation.
Yeah. Williams now finds a little hole, but he gets stopped immediately. Picks up a couple yards.
That's like the old isolation play, Afshin, where you're just trying to get the fullback to isolate one-on-one with the middle linebacker, Get the running back to come to follow his block and then cut it outside after he gets to the second level. The second level is the level where the linebackers are. So you got fullback. The fullback missed the middle linebacker completely, and that's why that run was held to 2 yards.
Spencer Robinson on that one. 2 yards there, so this will be second down and 8. Good call, yeah.
Again,
150 to go here in the first quarter.
Again, the power formation.
And again, it's Fred Williams. Again, it's the same move, and he comes back to the outside, crosses the 40 with a stiff arm. Notwithstanding that, however, he gets tackled by 2 players, including William Conley.
And I tell you, actually, this Fred Williams, he's a horse. His lead block did not touch anyone on that play.
Here it is
still
again.
picked up the first down. You see, 64's lead block doesn't touch anyone. But gives good effort, though. Gives great effort. And William Gaines picked up 6 yards.
Devin Quarles in on that stop as well.
There you go, toss to the left. That was number 5, Alex Cleage.
Alex Clegg, he's also the backup quarterback, but he does more than that for Washington Lee. So
Oh, he's a utility guy.
he really is. He really is. He's done a lot for the Generals. And I think Coach Shapiro is more than happy to always have him on the football field.
4th and 1.
He's a senior, however, so he won't be having him much longer. Yes, it is 4th and 1.
And Washington Lee is electing to punt, it looks like.
This is where Corey Moore can really be dangerous, but let's see if Akeke can keep it away from Moore. Moore is going to be the single safety again, and he'll stand right around his own 27-yard line.
With the ball on my 45-yard line, I think and 1 yard to go for the first down.
You'd go for it.
I think I would go for it and try to keep the ball out of Corey Miller's hands.
And I'll tell you one thing. Well, there's a flag on the play. I'll tell you one thing. I'm a bit surprised he's not going for it, because that's the kind of a move that Josh Shapiro might make and get that first down. And if he doesn't, they can rely on their defense, because their defense has held Wakefield throughout.
I'll take this moment to
Yeah, I would definitely go for this, Afshin. All the points you just made is exactly my reasons for going for this. My defense has been playing great, outstanding, and they haven't shown any ability to stop Fred Williams. My team should be able to gain 1 yard and hold on to this ball.
remember the drawing is at halftime.
But 21 seconds to go.
All right, Washington Lee, after timeout, they're walking back onto the field. Wakefield still huddled up with their coach, going over some last-minute strategic adjustments.
Strategy, that's what it's all about, right?
Strategy and execution.
Let's see what Coach Shapiro does. I'm still interested here. I'm not going to even say he's going to punt it. I don't know why.
If I were Coach Shapiro, I would snap it right to the up back and let him run for the first down.
I'm not going to believe it's a punt until I see Corey Moore catch it.
All right, punter has it.
Yep, he's
The
going to
kick
do
is
it.
off.
It's a short, high kick. The point was just to keep it away from Moore no matter what, and they did just that. And this will be Wakefield again with really good field position. Looks like it's going to be right at the 35-yard line.
All right, Wakefield, let's get a drive going and put some points on the board.
14 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Washington Lee has a firm control over this one, 28-0.
Be nice to see the Warriors put up a little fight here and get back in this game, Kevin. I'd love to see a good game between two high school teams, especially county rivals like Wakefield and Washington Lee. And I'd love to see Coach Powell and his guys get back in this thing. Tell you didn't see Drew Powell last year. He was the quarterback. Couldn't bring him down. He was a fighter. Corey Moore, they brought him down. It took a whole bunch of people, but they brought him down.
The Wakefield offensive line is not coming off the ball very quickly. Washington Lee's defensive tackles are getting penetration very quickly. And they're only playing with 2 defensive tackles.
They are, yep. And that's the end of the first quarter.
They're basically daring Wakefield to run the ball, and Wakefield is not answering the challenge.
So they'll move to the other side. Maybe they can answer it on the other side of the field, go in the opposite direction.
I hope so.
Maybe they can answer that challenge. Speaking of challenges, the Redskins have a big challenge this weekend against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The best rush defense in the NFL. You have Alfred Morris in your fantasy league. What you going to do, my friend?
I think I'm.
No, how do you feel they're going to do against the Bucs?
I think the Redskins are going to play well against the Bucs. Our defense needs to improve greatly. We have not been able to stop people for the last 2 weeks, and that has been a problem. We're averaging 30 points a game as an offensive team. That should be more than enough to win a game. Defense should hold their opponents to under 21, and we've done that over the last couple of years. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well,
and I say we because I am a Redskins fan.
You're a Redskins fan. Obviously, you are a big one, too. I know you are. I don't know. Maybe Jim Haslett is part of that problem right now. He's got a lot of things to work out, especially in your area, your expertise, the defensive backs. He doesn't have any safeties, and the ones he does have are slow.
It pains me to watch, especially knowing that Josh Wilson and the Mappa graduate is back there for the Skins.
Wakefield trying to draw Washington Lee offsides.
But Josh has had a pretty good season so far.
He has. I hope he's okay. I know he had that concussion. He did come back last game, but you never know.
Right.
You know?
Never know.
You want to make sure he's absolutely okay. And with the greed of the NFL and how they want to just rush human beings back out there, I never trust the NFL and those greedy owners, that's for sure.
All right, here we go again. Penetration from the defensive tackles of Washington Lee.
W&L.
And they dropped Wakefield for, looks like a 3-yard loss.
It sure was, and Sean Matthews was in on that again. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. So, this will bring up third down.
He's having an outstanding game at middle linebacker.
Yeah, this will bring up now third down and 12. Ball on the 33-yard line. Wakefield moving back a little bit. Joey Moore, the receiver on the near side.
Washington Lee again with 2 down linemen. It looks like 5 backers.
Kokar now, a quick shot on the slant, incomplete.
He was under tremendous pressure.
A late flag, Kevin.
I don't know about that flag, Sheen.
I don't know. That was a real late one, and that was an incidental bump in my opinion. Corey Robinson was the intended receiver. The other Corey on the team. Let's see what they call on that one. That was a pretty late flag. Are they going to call this one against the Generals? Pass interference.
15-yard penalty from the previous foul. Automatic first down.
That's an automatic first down. 15-yard penalty, Kevin.
I never like to see pass interference called on the defensive back. But in high school, it's not a spot foul. It's just a 15-yard penalty.
Yep.
So I would take those. I would take a pass interference call over a touchdown any day.
Any day, right.
And with the way that kids have been running free today, I would definitely take that pass interference call. So Wakefield with a first down on the 50-yard line.
Yep. The receiver on the near side clapping his hands, letting Kokar know he's single, covered, and Kokar taken down immediately.
I hope that there's a flag on the play. It looks like a face mask or the defensive player swung the quarterback down by his helmet, which is very dangerous. Moore
was the man in there. Here we are.
There definitely was a face mask. I don't know how the referee missed that one. It happened right in front of him. But again, these Arlington County officials are great.
They are great. Yes, they are. 10:40 to go here in the second quarter. Corey Robinson, the receiver, on the near side. Graves in the slot right there. Let's see what happens now out of the gun. Zane Kokar. Kokar looking. He's going to have to get rid of it again. He does. Overthrown. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted.
That would have been a great play by the free safety.
Intended for Corey Moore.
That was Noah Harrington again on coverage again. He has a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, yes, he does.
And he may have got credit for that last interception. I'm not sure who.
I think he did. He did as well. You're right. That was Harrington. He's got an interception and a return for a touchdown. Darryl Plight in on that play too. By the way, number 4 in your program for Washington Lee. The 5'11", 160-pounder. Plight took flight. All right, 10:20 to go.
Wakefield rolling. Ball's tipped in the
Goes right,
air.
yep.
Almost intercepted by number 79, Joe Clark.
Brings up 4th down.
Oh, man, I wish he had caught that. I'd love to
Yeah.
see the defensive linemen
You
get
like to see linemen
interceptions.
do that
I'd
stuff.
love to see linemen get interceptions.
Joe, lean on me, Clark. 10-16 to go.
Wakefield is forced to punt the ball once again. I think this is their 5th punt of the night.
5th punt of the night. Seth Whitmore standing back at the 37-yard line. Wakefield's 37. Washington Lee's 37, pardon me. Whitmore is going to have to run it down, and this one will go.
It takes a great
A nice
Wakefield bounce.
Yes, it does. And Washington Lee now will take over in their own territory, up just past the 40-yard line. It'll be first down for the Generals.
Washington Lee hasn't scored in a few minutes.
Been a couple possessions, hasn't it?
The Wakefield defense has finally turned some of the water off, or at least slowed it down.
Yep. Call it the 42-yard line.
Early in the game, Wakefield was playing with 4 down linemen and 2 linebackers. Now they switched to in the box. Now they switched to 5 down linemen and 2 linebackers. Now they have 7 in the box. With an outside linebacker coming off the edge, it looks like.
All right, Williams to the hole, outside, running room, on his feet, down the sideline.
Wow, this kid is
touchdown,
fast.
Washington
This
Lee.
kid is fast. That was an incredible run by Williams. Here comes the replay. Here we go. He takes it straight up the A gap, cuts it outside, and then it's just another foot race. And we've seen that there's not a kid on Wakefield that's going to catch up to Mr. Williams when he gets in the open field.
Kevin, they seem to be doing, Washington Lee is running the same exact play to Fred Williams every time. He scored that way coming down this way, the other way earlier in the first quarter. Why can't Wakefield stop that? It's the same play, the same formation that they're using.
It comes to the point blocking at the point of contact. The Washington Lee offensive line is firing off the ball and attacking the Wakefield defensive line, and they're just being pushed back. They're not really giving too much fight at the point of contact. Mr. Williams has gaps to choose from, not just a gap to run into.
He's got a couple.
He has a few gaps to choose from, and then it's just a foot race. Once he gets to that second level, the Wakefield defensive backs are taking great angles, and he's just outrunning their angles and getting to the open field.
Well, he's
We're
certainly,
almost at the running clock if we're not here yet.
well, I think actually, you know what, I have to go back and do my research again. I think that may only start in the second half. I'm not sure. The 35-point lead.
Oh, wow.
I think it may only start in the second half. I gotta jog my own memory and remember that. But he's certainly picking the right gaps or the right gap each and every time.
Honestly, I've seen the holes are so big, I don't think it matters which gap he chooses. The line is just making alleys for him to run through. That favorite quote, you get a seal here and a seal here, and we're gonna run it straight
Right.
up the alley.
That's right. And he's doing just that.
And the line is making the seals, and
Right.
Mr. Williams is definitely up for the challenge of finding the hose. All right, let's see if they try another onside kick or squib kick, or if they just kick it straight down the field this time.
All right, now. Okeke. Set to kick off. Keep it away from Corey Moore. That's the main objective, right?
At this point, I don't think it matters.
It bounces right, it bounces right in front of him into the end zone, and Wakefield will take it at the 20.
Kicked out of the end zone.
It probably doesn't matter anymore, does it?
First down, Wakefield on the 20-yard line.
It's great to be here in the booth today, actually. This is my first opportunity to do something like this, and I'm
glad
having
you're
a great time.
Now, see, that's a big tradition where all the Washington Lee fans gather on the opposite end zone down there. They fill it up the whole game, and it's fun to watch them sometimes.
That's part of the atmosphere I was alluding to earlier. I've never seen students allowed on the field during the game.
This one, yes, they do it. And you'll see them over on the other side. And with all due respect and much appreciation and love to Washington Lee fans and Wakefield fans, but I think Yorktown has the most spirited fans. They come out with some of the craziest stuff, especially at basketball games, Kevin.
All right, Wakefield with a quarterback sweep to the near side.
And Kokar take it
Nothing
down
doing.
immediately.
Is
Good
that
tackle.
Is that number 51?
That is number 51.
Matthews.
That's right. Shane Matthews again.
He is all over the field. Do you know if he
Sean
has
Matthews, pardon me.
Sean Matthews. Do you know if he has any offers? And he's in year 10. He's a 10th grader.
He's a sophomore.
Wow.
He's a sophomore.
Wow.
Yeah.
He fights through the wash, through all of the garbage of the offensive lineman, and makes a play. That's just for lack of a better term, a man play.
It's a Sean play.
Sean
That's
play.
right. It's a Sean play. That's what he's doing. He's only a sophomore, so he'll be around for a while.
Timeout, Wakefield.
All right, Warriors now timeout. 9:05 to go.
The Washington Lee Athletic Boosters would like to thank the following businesses for donating the team pregame meal. America Tap Room, Fred Montana Grill, Whittler's on Wilson,
9:05 to go. Arlington Independent Media, Kevin Jackson, Afshin Banab, Comcast 69, Verizon Fios 38. 35-0, Washington Lee on top. And we are just in the second quarter. We've got 9 minutes of it to go.
To recap, Washington Lee's playmakers have been making plays. Noah Harrington had a punt return for a touchdown and 1 interception. He also had a second interception, which he dropped, which he could have got. So he could have had 2 interceptions on the day. Right now he has 1, but he has that punt return for the touchdown. And Mr. Fred Williams has been all over the field running the ball.
Yeah, we'll get his stats for you at halftime. See what his first half stats are.
I believe he has 4 or 5 touchdowns. He has 4 touchdowns.
He has 4, I believe.
And the punt return, no, 3.
No, with a punt return by Harrington. Williams had the big long run on this side. He had the big long run on the other side. Then he had.
Pass
That's right, the pass. He's got at least 3 touchdowns. All right, Coco now gives it
counter.
to Corey Moore. Moore can't get much going. There's a host of Washington Lee Generals that bring him down almost immediately.
Now that was a good looking play right there. That looked like the old counter, the old running back counter, where the running back, he takes a, what would you call a counter step?
Counter tray, right? Is that what that was?
Oh, the counter tray is a little different.
A little bit different, yeah.
Yeah, the counter tray, you are pulling 2 guards. Two linemen.
Yes.
And your fullback is leading the way.
That's like a counter. You're right. A counter step or a misstep.
Yeah.
A misdirection.
With the counter, you just do the misstep, and then the running back, the line blocks counter to the running back, and the running back takes it the opposite direction.
That's right.
So the counter tray is the same look, just with a lead blocker, with 3 lead blockers.
That's right. Now you know who invented the counter tray?
Mr. Joe Gibbs.
That's right. You know who those 2 linemen were that would come over from the left side to the right?
I might date myself here, but I want to say Riley McKenzie and Trey Johnson.
They were, well, no, not Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson came later. Riley McKenzie was in there for a while. But originally it was Russ Grimm and Joe Jacoby.
Wow.
Or Joe Jacoby, I should say, the offensive tackle, Russ Grimm. And they'd come over and get in front of John Riggins. Now I'm really dating myself, man. But, you know, that's what they would do. They get right in front of John Riggins, and they'd lead the way.
That's a lot of weight.
Counter, counter tray. Joe Jacoby should be in the Hall of Fame. He was a defensive lineman coming out of Louisville, and actually Joe Bugle made him an offensive lineman.
I totally agree with you that he should be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, there's a punt, and it is a short, low punt.
That's returnable. That is returnable.
Is he going to get it?
Oh, he waits too long. He waited too long.
He breaks a couple of tackles,
wow.
Kevin. Here he goes. Gets to the 40-yard line, picks it up at about his own 48. I thought he almost stepped out of bounds, but he didn't.
I think if he picks that up
one
hop earlier, he may still be running. Actually.
Here it is. Here it is. He waited and waited. I think he mistimed it, though, was his problem. I think he expected it to come back to him.
When the ball was bouncing in the air, for probably about 3 seconds on that third bounce, I think that's when I would have attacked it. Because I would have had a head of steam coming straight at the defense.
Nonetheless, he picked up 13 yards on that. He picked it up at the 47, got to the Wakefield 40-yard line, and here we are now. Appel out of the gun. Williams.
This time tackled for a 2-yard gain. That was good penetration by the Wakefield defensive line.
That was not Fred Williams, pardon me. That was Sir Holland for Washington Lee. Sir Holland is the backup running back, and he's been in quite a few times this year already. He is the, 5'8", 5'9"?
All right, Washington Lee's running a pistol formation with an eye. 2 receivers to the far side, a bubble screen.
That was there's Alex Clegg who makes that catch, and it's complete, short of the first down.
And that was a shoestring catch.
Ronnie Fexo was in at quarterback on that play. This will bring up 3rd down now. Akeki will come in as well on 3rd down.
And I like that Washington Lee's giving their younger kids a chance to play with the score what it is. That's awesome. That's awesome to see. Everyone gets the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Actually, you know, coaching elementary school basketball, I'm a big believer in everyone getting a chance to play.
Yeah, we'll talk about our school in a minute too, Kevin. There is the pass again. That's Okeke with the reception.
I think we have a holding penalty on this one. I think it's coming back.
Now,
and maybe a late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the play.
Now I'm looking down on the sidelines, Kevin. I'm looking for number 15, the starting quarterback, Sam Appel. I do not see him, as Ronnie Fexo is in at quarterback right now. So
I don't remember him sustaining any injury.
He didn't. I didn't see him either sustain an injury, so I don't know. Maybe we just can't see him among the crowd down there.
Waiting for the official to tell us what the penalty looks like. Is on Washington Lee, definitely a holding. But we're not sure what the second penalty is.
Once again, the referee is Blaine Jackson. He gives us all our calls. Here he comes down with the official. Holding on the offense. Okay, so we'll repeat third down. There's a holding on the offense, a dead ball penalty, a personal foul penalty on the defense. So we'll just do it all over again.
That's going to make it 3rd and 5 for this play for Washington Lee.
3rd and 4 for the Washington Lee Generals.
All right, Ronnie Fexo in at quarterback.
Staying in this pistol eye formation.
Okeke deep on the near side, all by himself. One-on-one, let's see. He's looking for him across the middle.
That's
he
a
catches
great
it.
catch.
Great catch by Okeke. He had to get down there right down to the ground and catch that one.
They called it incomplete.
Nope, they called it incomplete. I guess it did. It may have hit the ground. It was so fast, but it was a good catch. A nice attempt, I should say. Let's see here again, Kevin.
And actually, I didn't get a chance to go on the field before the game. Is that grass they're playing on?
That is that turf they're playing on.
So we should be able to see the pebbles pop up if it hits the ground. From my vantage point, I didn't see any pebbles.
I didn't see it either. I really thought it was a catch, too. I thought he might have gotten his hands right under it. But it's not what we say, it's what they say, right?
And they don't have indisputable video evidence like we do.
Man, we're still waiting to get the yellow line.
Washington Lee.
We're getting that yellow line one of these days, man.
Washington Lee set to punt the ball. They punted to the dangerous Corey Miller, who's standing in his end zone. And it looks like it goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The ref walks it up to the 10. Corey Moore.
So that'll be 6:09 to go. There's a 5-yard penalty.
So I think they're going to have to repunt this. It'll be 4th and 9 for this play.
.609 to go. And it is still 35-0 Washington Lee. And here we go with that punt again. Corey Moore.
Looks like he's standing on his 5-yard line awaiting this punt.
A high snap goes over him.
Oh, just fall on it. Just fall on it.
Whitmore didn't fall on it. Wakefield will pick it up. It goes the other way about 20 yards. And the Warriors will pick it up at the Washington Lee 35-yard line.
It's their opportunity to get some points on the board action. They have a short field. Their last drive, they showed a little signs of life. Let's see if they can punch this one in from the 35-yard line. And you can start to hear the Wakefield crowd getting excited for the play that they just made.
That was about a 26-yard net gain for the Wakefield Warriors.
All right, if I was Wakefield here, I would do something off tackle. They're only playing two Well, on this, they were playing 2 down linemen. I would try to go off tackle.
Adam Serrano, the tight end, is way out here now.
And
Let's see.
And they go with the jet sweep.
And there it is, and nothing doing.
Just go
Robinson.
down, just go down, just go down.
Yep.
Don't want to make a bad situation worse.
Corey Robinson now loses about, what are they going to lose, about 7 yards on that one? 7 or 8 yards or so, so this will bring up second down.
And on that jet sweep, he starts to bubble back, which gives him a bad angle to attack the line of scrimmage. He needs to get the ball and attack the line of scrimmage right away, right as soon as he passes the butt of the tackle.
Harrington in on that one. Plight in on that one. Trevor McManus part of it as well. Uh-oh, the boogie down here at Washington Lee's Moore Memorial Stadium.
All right, Wakefield and 2x2 set. They fake the jet sweep.
Kokar now.
Under pressure.
He's gone down again.
Another sack. I believe that's Washington Lee's 4th sack of the night.
That's correct. Their 4th sack now. Robbie Moore on that sack as we get the replay now, Kevin.
All right, here we go, 2 down linemen. They get penetration. The outside linebacker beats the offensive tackle and makes an easy play. He looked like Justin Tuck on that play, actually.
Justin Tuck, all right. He couldn't look like Ryan Kerrigan or Brian Arakpo, man.
Arakpo's out for the season, so I don't think he's going to get a lot of sacks this season.
You don't think he's going to get any more sacks?
No, I think we're going to have the same number for the rest of the year.
You're right, Kevin. You're right. He will. Timeout Wakefield. 35-0. 4:44 to go. 3rd down, 26. Ball on the 49-yard line. By the way, 4:40 to go. 4:44. That's what's left, and we're only in the second quarter. So we still have a way to go in this game. Clock will run in the second half if Wakefield does not score at this point.
And unfortunately, this has been a trend for the Wakefield team. As we mentioned earlier, they've given up a total of 58 points per game. Last week, they lost their Freedom 55-6, and their first game of the season was a blowout loss to T.C. Williams.
They remembered the Titans, didn't they?
Definitely.
They
I've
did.
been thinking about that all day, actually.
They remember the Titans, man. TC.
So here we go. We're about to return to live action on the field as the Wakefield offense facing the 3rd and to the Concord District first down. It's a long first down.
It is a long first down. Yeah, they got to go to the Concord District to get this first down. You're right. And that one is complete, and that one is complete to number 43 for Wakefield, Alexander Aguirre.
They gained about 8 yards on that little out pass to the tight end. It looked like the tight end or a fullback type kid. That's a slot receiver. The tight end split out as a slot receiver made that play. That was just a simple out pattern. Washington Lee's more concerned with giving up the deep ball at this point, so they're giving the short routes to the Wakefield offense. Because like we said, it's a long way to earn a first down on this drive. We're facing 4th and long.
Yeah, we'll call it 19. Kevin, here we go. Kokar. Again, it's intercepted, and that is number 22. You know who that one is. We've called his name. Robbie Moore.
The quarterback threw it right to him. Robbie Moore playing the outside linebacker position makes a great play for the Washington Lee general.
I think he had to be surprised a little bit. He had that reflex, though. His hand-eye coordination is pretty good to catch that so fast.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see him playing at the next level. Robbie Moore, and he's a junior wide receiver, defensive lineman.
So W&L now with 3:53 to go, up 35-0.
Actually, I like having wide receivers play defensive end. I like having wide receivers play defensive end or outside linebacker because since they're wide receiver, they're pretty fast.
Yeah.
They're usually a tall kid.
Yeah.
They can get outside, and make things happen, and definitely keep outside containment, not letting anything get around them.
Robbie Moore has made a lot of things happen tonight, no doubt about it. Along with Sean Matthews as well. Both those guys defensively really stand out tonight.
There you go. Washington Lee still in the pistol gun. Hand off. ISO. A-gap. carrying ball carriers is number 28, DeQuay Harris. And he is a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen, a sophomore getting a lot of playing time early in this game.
So you see Harrington is out. Fred Williams is out. He's got his helmet off. Josh Shapiro is giving a lot of the younger players on this team a chance to shine a little bit tonight.
I can't wait to see the stats on Fred Williams. I'm wondering, did he break the century mark tonight? I think there's a good possibility that he did in a quarter and a half of work.
Well, we had at least 2
outstanding.
plays. Absolutely. We had at least 2 plays for him where they were more than 25 yards each. So he got at least 50 yards on 2 plays. That one's incomplete, just a bit overthrown. And I think that one was intended for Alex Clegg.
And actually,
pardon me, it was for Akeke. Go ahead, Kevin.
Actually, I'm not sure what type of coverage Wakefield was playing on that last play. It looked like the corners had deep responsibilities, and the safeties were approaching the shorter routes. So I'm not sure what coverage they were in, but they were lucky that Washington Lee could not hold on to the football.
They did not on that one. 3:05 to go, 35-0.
With the way Washington Lee coverages Washington Lee seem to be playing, I would run a post right here, right behind that safety, the middle safety.
They're going to go to a handoff, and there it is. Again, a run up the middle, a good run.
By DeQuay Harris.
DeQuay Harris again. Akeke and Clegg were the receivers on the near side. Here comes Ronnie Fexo. It looks like he might take a snap here.
Actually, look at them, Fred Williams on the sideline. He's a huge kid.
He's a big guy.
Standing shoulders above most of his teammates on the sidelines.
He's 200. He's a 200-pounder. He's a 200-pounder, Kev.
That's a big boy.
That's a big fella.
Here we go.
This one's complete to the far side. Still on his feet.
Nice
This is going to be misses one tackle.
That's a nice hard run. Drive your feet. Run your feet. Run your feet. Oh, that's a good play. Good play. And I like the hustle by number 64, Brent Diffie, getting down to help push his wide receiver for extra yardage. That's great hustle. That's what you like to see on tape.
Will Hunter on that reception. There he is, breaks that tackle.
And watch number 64, hustling. You can't teach that. That's just intensity. You can't teach that.
And Corey Moore was in on that one too. Corey Moore was getting a piece of that. Yeah. And so was Alcindi Diawara.
Anytime you get that type of effort out of your offensive line,
yeah,
you're going to have a great team. That's great.
Yeah.
And I attribute that to coaching. I definitely do.
Good offensive line Josh Shapiro has.
All right, here you go. Washington Lee inside of the Wakefield 10-yard line. In the pistol, I expect the ISO. Oh, no, quarterback dive.
On 1st and goal from the 8.
I guess that's something you run with the second-string quarterback.
Talking about the offensive line, yeah. You had Sam Patesel and Diffie. David Smith, Mark Varner. Good offensive lineman for the Washington Lee Generals.
That time, the Wakefield goal line defense, they decided to make a stand and stop Washington Lee for no gain.
All right, now the Generals. Pickup of 1 is what they're giving them, so it's 7 at the 7-yard line. Second and goal.
Quarterback under center. Another quarterback dive. We're just about under a minute.
Yep.
And I like what Coach Shapiro is doing. I don't think he wants to score right away. I think he wants to let more time run off the clock.
Yeah, I think he'd be just as happy letting the clock run out and going in with a 35-point lead. They're going to actually go ahead and kick the field goal on 3rd and 6.
I wonder what Mr. DeQuay Harris, how he feels about that.
DeQuay Harris will get his chances though.
They go kick is up. Kick is blocked. Kick is blocked. That is a live ball.
Yep. And here we go. Whitmore picks it up.
Just fall down. It's an extra point. Just go down. It's an extra point.
You coaching up here in the booth, my man. I like that.
I would hate to see an injury happen on a botch play. So in those situations, kids, if you're watching on extra points, just get the ball and go down.
Seth Whitmore did not do that. Fortunately, there was nothing bad that happened after he picked it up.
Especially after witnessing the hit that Josh Cribbs took last night.
Oh yeah.
Go down when there's an opportunity.
And then Josh Cribbs, another local player from the DC area.
Playing last night. Usama Young, Joshua Cribbs.
Who else was in there? I think it was just those two, wasn't there?
I believe the Ravens. Oh, Torrey Smith.
Oh, that's right, Torrey Smith from Maryland U. And speaking of
Madu Williams, that's a Duval graduate in
that's right.
Towson University and Denver University of Maryland.
That's right. And let's not forget Jonathan Ogden from St. Albans. He is now going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to him, one of the great offensive linemen in NFL history.
Looks like to be a 35-yard field goal.
That's why you kick him on third down. I was going to say that earlier, and this one is going to be a bit short.
Oh, it had a chance. That's a great kick by a high school
It was accurate, that's for sure.
And we'll take it to,
we got 3 seconds left here, so we got one more play for Wakefield.
I expect to see if Wakefield is going to attempt to score, they're probably going to isolate Corey Moore to one side of the field and put three receivers on the opposite side of the field to give single coverage.
By the way, we didn't give props to Miguel Garcia, who almost made that long kick. That was a good kick. It was straight, accurate. It was just a bit short. A couple more yards.
That was impressive. That was impressive, Mr. Garcia. That definitely was.
So this will be the last play now of the first half.
And I hope everyone has learned from the Green Bay Packers game that in these situations, just knock the ball down. Knock the ball to the ground. All you young kids watching out there, if the ball is thrown to the end zone on fourth down, please knock it down.
This would be quite a Hail Mary, though, from a high school quarterback, Kevin. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would. But with Corey Moore's talents,
right,
anything can happen.
This one's up the middle, and this one is almost intercepted, and that'll do it for the first half.
Like I said, anything can happen, and it was almost intercepted.
Yeah, it was almost intercepted. You never know.
They tried to get the ball to Corey Moore, and it went right off his hands.
Good play from Washington Lee. Wakefield, what do you do if you're Keith Powell? You go inside into the locker room. What do you talk to your players about?
The first thing I would tell the players is that they're playing these games, and these are going to be their memories for the rest of their lives. As a high school football player, you take these memories for the rest of your life. As a senior, everyone's not guaranteed a game in college. So I would tell them that this is your senior year. You need to decide how you want to remember it. Because I mean, as a coach, you feel as you prepare your team the best way. You feel like you put them in positions to achieve and to be successful. So
stand up here and join us, man. Get some FaceTime, Kevin.
You feel that you put in the preparation that the students are student athletes should execute.
Move over a little bit.
The student athletes should execute. And it comes down coaches coach and players. Players have to play at some point.
That's good advice. And absolutely good advice.
And if you're down 35-0, it comes a point as a young man where it has to stop. You cannot be bullied throughout the game.
We'll leave it at that, my friend Kevin Jackson. I'm Afshin Banab. You're watching high school football on Arlington Independent Media, Comcast 69, Verizon Fios 38. We're back for the second half after this.